Hi, and welcome to IT Candor. This is going to be the first pilot episode. I've already shot one other video because I jumped the gun, mainly because I've been procrastinating. Right? See, if we're going to do Candor, we might as well be Candor all the way. And there's a couple reasons why I named it this. The first one is in IT, when I look around on the internet, let's say I'm in the cybersecurity Reddit, you see a lot of people asking a lot of questions, and it's hard to get a real answer, right? Especially when it comes to careers and where do you want to go with your career. There's also the LinkedIn posts that make things look like it's so simple. Just right click this and enable it and you're up and running. I think that in itself is a challenge. And the reason I want to go with Candor, I want that 100% honesty, frankness that we probably don't get in IT as much as we should. I know I can't. The reason I can't is at the end of the day, when you work for a company, you are getting paid. And getting paid means it's not just the work that you do, but it's the professionalism you bring to the job, the respect of other people. Sometimes those can be negatives as well. People might not like that, but it is. I think we all know somebody who's worked at the job, been there 10 years, knows everything in and out. However, anytime you make an idea that pushes the boundary of what that person knows and or what they have built, they get upset, or you can't get anything done, or it gets stagnated, or the business is just too big. There's too many layers of bureaucracy. So saying what needs to be said sometimes is going to upset somebody. You can say the same thing to 9 people and they'll be okay. And then you say it to the 10th person the same exact way, and that person flips out. So this Candor stuff is kind of just for me, but I'm having a feeling the other IT people will want to come and hang out because they're in the same boat, that you just can't say what you really want to say sometimes, even though it's the right thing, because people will clam up and you can't motivate people to do something if you put them on the defensive. That's kind of why I've created this channel. So that's the name, IT Candor. Who am I? Well, hi, I'm Joel. Nice to meet everybody. What do I do? That's an interesting question. Okay. I don't ever belittle IT knowledge or skill. I will go after somebody who's a fake, meaning they don't do the job, they talk and act like they do the job, but they really don't do the job. That's something, if I find an opportunity, I will call that out, because this is IT Candor. I'm very lucky. Let's just put cards on the table. Luck is part of it. In my IT career, I've done all types of roles. I've worked all over the world, from war zone mining companies to financial industries. I've worked medical hospitals. I've worked all over the world. Okay, so that's one good thing. A lot of experience, a lot of different cultures. Different cultures really struggle with some things, and other cultures take it a different way. Seeing how different people react in different industries is very helpful. The way I explain my job is this, and I like to use real world examples so this helps everybody understand it. Most people in an office have somebody that's a fire marshal or somebody who knows the fire procedures on the floors in the building, the testing of the fire drill. They make sure that everybody exits down the stairs. They don't use the lift. They make sure everybody gets far enough away from the building to the designated meeting area. They do roll call. They check on things. In an office, you have fire alarms. You have smoke detectors. You have things that maybe suppression systems to try to put out the fire. However, when the fire gets so bad, firemen come in, try to save people first, trying to put the fire out. Most companies have a SOC. They have security operations centers. They have very skilled people on tons of different products, unfortunately, and everybody has their specialty, or maybe they don't have a very big SOC. Maybe it's just this one random person who says, by the way, today you've been promoted to SOC engineer, lead architect, and they just don't know a damn thing. It could go from one extreme to the other. You could have an amazing SOC. Now, at the end of the day, when you get overrun, which will happen, we see 0-day vulnerabilities come out all the time. And next thing you know, you're just like, oh my God, it's a Sunday and I got to start patching something because there's a massive vulnerability. But there is an opportunity where you get overrun and you have to call in support. You have to call in specialists. You have to call in backup to help your team get the business back up and running. But that's me. That's the team I work for. So I actually work at Microsoft. I am a compromise recovery specialist. That's not a role you're going to have in your company. You're not going to hire a recovery specialist just in case you need them right then and there. It's like you don't hire a full-time fireman. You don't just have them sit there all day. There's not a lot of work for them to do, but when you need them, it's critical. My focus is helping everybody else out when it's overrun, when they've gotten just completely wrecked and destroyed. Let me give a fair example of my job. And I like it. I like my job. I have to say thanks to Microsoft for just allowing me to do something that I actually enjoy, giving me the opportunity to do these type of things. My colleagues, my team members are awesome all over the globe. You know, we're a big company, so I have access to just talking to people through challenging things that you just don't regularly see at every company. It's about experience. The more you see something, the better you get at it. And that's one of the things where a SOC person at a regular company can't get that experience all the time, because companies don't want to be under attack. They don't want risk in their environment. They don't want issues. So you don't always get to be at the forefront of what's going on or seeing what's going on. I have to give a real world example. A year or so ago, I was on a project where they ransomwared and wiped out the entire hospital's systems, and people were not getting their cancer treatments. You got to get it back up and running as fast as possible. You know, people could get hurt, are getting hurt, not getting their treatments, things like that. And so that's the type of job that I'm in. But I feel what we do makes a massive difference. And it also means companies know that there's other teams out there that can help their team when it gets to be too much. Now, who's this channel for? I really want this channel to be very broad. I would love to say it is for everyone. And in theory, it could be, because I think everyone eventually needs to understand or do some security. Let's pretend your personal computer gets hacked or gets ransomware. When that happens, most people want to read up on how did it happen, or how do I stop this from happening in the future. And I'm hoping some of my videos touch on these things you can do in your personal life. Now, for most people, unfortunately, it has to happen to them before they take it serious. I've known plenty of friends who traveling overseas and got pickpocketed. Now when they travel, they take it more serious, but it takes that first time. So in your personal lives, a lot of times security is an afterthought until it becomes personal. You've lost photos and videos of events that you'll never get back, of a baby being born, of your child's wedding or something. You just won't get those back because you didn't have a backup or something. You see this video and you say, you know what, my parents are older, they don't know what they're doing. Let me take it upon myself to maybe help them. Or you see a friend's phone at lunch and say, hey, by the way, did you hear about this? Have you done this? For the professionals, the IT professionals, I think I'm going to resonate with you more because I was you. I still technically am you, just in a different capacity. There's no easy answer there. A lot of times the company will buy a solution or just deploy something without training you, or they'll just up and say, we saved more money and you have to make this thing work. A lot of times you go home pissed and you're in an echo chamber, like nobody's listening to you. I think a lot of times people are trying to get into IT. You're in college. I see the career questions come up all the time. I got a degree, but I'm not getting any job offers. Part of it's the recruiter's fault in HR. So this could be for a recruiter. I hope a recruiter will find this channel, because this bullcrap of everybody has to have 3 to 5 years needs to stop. You need to be a network specialist, a Perl developer, a database specialist, and I don't know, let's say a Java specialist. What the hell? That's not the way you do this. Requirements match the role that you're trying to do. And there isn't a person who does all that. You are going to have an area you don't know. I think this channel can be very well-rounded if I find the right tone, the right context, and the right level. So I don't want to do it the lowest level all the time, but I don't want to go to the extreme level where you're watching me run a bunch of commands, top 10 Windows commands. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. On the topic of candor, let's talk about why I've procrastinated on this channel. It is a personal thing. When you have a full-time career and job, and I am unfortunately extremely busy. Wish I didn't have to be busy all the time, but I am. My team is massively busy across the globe. Frankly speaking, the reality is people don't see how bad it is because it's not always publicly available what's going on. I'd also say it's my own thing, finding time in between my personal life to do this. And the editing and the video stuff, I'm gonna have to get better at. I don't see a need to rush into that. Not looking for sponsors as well. You're never going to see me. I'm gonna say this right now. I don't even care. It's a pilot episode. I'm never gonna sponsor NordVPN unless I can personally attest to their security, looked at some logs, went through an audit with them, looked at their audit from a third-party vendor and verified it. I'm not going to recommend a security product. Let's say I don't work for Microsoft anymore after like 5 years and I'm still doing this channel. I'm not going to do that. I'm definitely not going to recommend a password solution that everybody does, because look what happened. Everybody ran out and you got these people who are just, oh, I'll take a sponsorship and I don't care and I'll just throw out LastPass and they get hit. I want to give you the facts to make the best decision when you're looking for those solutions, or the risk you need to accept if you're going to go with those solutions. That's what I want to provide you with. That knowledge will be universal regardless of what product. I think those are the things I'm going to struggle with, is trying to keep a routine schedule as well. If I'm traveling in a hotel, I'll use my iPhone, I think, and shoot a video. I think that's fair. There's no reason why I shouldn't try to do that. I just have to be careful because I can't always say where I'm at, what I'm doing. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I think as a human being, as a species, sharing knowledge is the only way we're going to move forward. I think the bad guys do a hell of a lot better job of working together than the good guys. The bad guys will sell each other stuff and share stuff and rent out botnets. They don't care. They work together. Companies themselves are by nature cautious because of insider theft and their IP and all this other stuff, which means they don't want to work or share with other companies, and you work in a silo and you're going to fail if you do that. Right now you're up against Goliath, who's sharing everybody sharing everything and working together to do bad things. I think this channel might open up those doors and say, look, let's talk about these things. Let's get it out there. Where can we work together better? So we have some good conversations coming up. Any feedback I'm going to take openly. I've never been big on social media, so you're not going to find a big presence of me. I really didn't exist on purpose because of the work I've done. Helping prepare the next generation of cybersecurity specialists is critical for the industry and for people and for everybody. Look, I hope everybody sticks around for this channel. I'm going to do my best to start putting content up there. If it does well, awesome. If it doesn't do well, but it inspires one person, awesome. That's it. I'm not setting high, crazy goals. I'm going to set easy goals for myself, which would be try to do a post maybe every 2 weeks. I'm not going to try to live stream and everything all at once. That's just too much. I'm not trying to do the craziest videos where I'm editing for 4 hours or something like that. I want to keep them quick, small. So I need to get efficient at it. I need to practice a little bit more and figure out how I'm going to do it. So the first couple videos are going to be a little slower. I don't have Photoshop experience, so I'm not gonna be like crazy thumbnails, but I can actually do a decent thumbnail in DaVinci Resolve. My audio will get better. Lighting, this is just where I work from home thanks to COVID. Couple lights around here. I want to definitely improve that if there's value in it. Thanks for taking the time to hang out with me. I look forward to good discussions and chats and hearing from everybody. And I do hope you like some of the content that you find in this. That's it, and have a good day. Thanks.